Canned tomatoes. If they're on your shopping list, you probably think this is about as basic as it gets. Tomatoes in a can. Simple, right? Well, until you get to the actual store. There you'll be met with a dizzying array of, well, tomatoes in cans. Were you supposed to get whole tomatoes or diced tomatoes or tomato sauce or stewed tomatoes? Also, what in the world are stewed tomatoes and how would you use them? You have questions and I've got answers. Today I'm going to tell you about the 7 main varieties of canned tomatoes, what they are, and how to cook with them. We're going to call this a can-do video. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook, and you can definitely be a better cook with canned tomatoes. These things are a pantry staple. They go in so many recipes, but as I said in that intro, if you've come across them on the grocery aisle, well, it can just get confusing. There's so many different varieties and you may be wondering what is what. Well, today I'm gonna break it all down for you. But before we get into their differences, let's talk about these in general, because all of them do have some commonalities. So first of all of these products use ripe tomatoes. If you've ever been shopping for tomatoes in the produce section, you may not know if one is ripe or not. You never have to worry about that with canned tomatoes because they are all ripe. You're not going to have any of that kind of like unripened taste with them. Another thing to note is that all of these products use cooked tomatoes. So these are not necessarily raw tomatoes like the kind that you would find in the aforementioned produce section. These have been canned and sterilized, and that means what happens is after they are picked ripe and put into the can, well, they go through a heat treatment process, and that essentially cooks the tomatoes. So as with any type of cooking where we apply heat, that's going to change the texture, it's going to change the taste and even the color of these. So it's not going to be the same as buying a fresh tomato. These are kind of a different animal or vegetable or fruit. Well, I'll get into that later. That said, all of these, well, all except one, can definitely benefit from further cooking. While these all have been cooked, these sauces, these tomatoes taste better and better as you cook them or as you use them in recipes. And another thing to know is that, well, they're all peeled. So if you've ever, had to deal with skinning a tomato before cooking it, or, running it through a food mill or something like that to get the skins off, no worries with canned tomatoes. These have all been skinned and you don't have to worry about those skins getting into your teeth. Another thing to know about canned tomato products is they come in a variety of sizes. As you can see here, or well, if you've ever been to the grocery market and you've shopped for canned tomatoes, you know that they come in all different sizes, from little tiny cans like this to big, huge containers like this. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of cooking with this guy here. These are widely available and, well, you can buy them at any grocery market. Now, a pro tip on when you have actually opened these cans, if you have any left over, well, you're going to want to store them outside of its original container. Once you open a metal can of tomatoes, the product can take on kind of a metallic taste. It just isn't very good. So once these are opened, if you have any leftover, and well, we're probably going to have leftover of this guy here, store that in like a glass container or a plastic container, something that isn't reactive and can be sealed. That way it won't get that metallic taste. That's just, that's no good. And finally, canned tomatoes are super economical, they're super handy to have on hand, and they're inexpensive. You know, getting a beautiful ripe tomato that's fresh is a wonderful thing, but like in the dead of winter, you may not find that, so it's always great to have some of these cans in your pantry. With that, let's talk about each and every single one of these to kind of flesh out their differences and what you're going to use these things for. Okay, we'll begin our canned tomato journey with, well, let's just say the mother of them, whole tomatoes. These are simply whole peeled tomatoes, often packed in tomato juice. You can kind of think of these as the mother sauce of canned tomatoes because with these you can pretty much make any of the other canned tomato products. So let's say if you wanted a puree or a tomato sauce, you could make it out of these. But these are the least processed of the bunch. These are simply tomatoes that have been peeled, put in a can, often with some juice, and, well, sterilized. That's it. Now you can use these as is, but they will take some time to break down. So let's say you're using these in a rustic stew or a sauce. If you put these in and just kind of let them simmer, it's going to take a while for them to break down. Or of course you can cut them up, you can kind of mash them, you can do whatever you need with these tomatoes. Now, of course, none of this is hard, but it does require an extra step of processing, whether that's in a blender or a food processor or even a food mill. That is going to take an extra step. But one great thing to know about whole tomatoes is that these are usually the best of the bunch. Because these are whole, well, manufacturers use the best tomatoes that they can, the highest quality. So that's what you're going to get with these whole tomatoes. And by the way, if you're wondering about the whole San Marzano thing, you'll often see either San Marzano or San Marzano style. San Marzano refers to a certain tomato that is from an Italian region, very special, usually pretty expensive. If you see San Marzano style, well, that is in the style of those San Marzano tomatoes, not necessarily the ones from those regions. Think of it as kind of like champagne is from the region of Champagne, whereas sparkling wine is not. Now it's diced tomatoes' turn under the culinary microscope, and these are exactly what you think. These are whole tomatoes that have been diced before canning and, well, put into the can, ready to go. Diced tomatoes are great in recipes where you want little bits of tomato, where you really want that texture, you want that visualization of those little bits of tomato. I'm talking things like chili, or even that puttanesca pasta sauce that we made that was kind of chunky and you wanted those bits of tomatoes in there. But something important to know about diced tomatoes is that they're not really going to break down all that easily, even with extended cooking. That's because when these are canned, they usually have something called calcium chloride and or citric acid packed in with them. And that's to help them keep their shape. So the idea is that they won't break down. They'll kind of remain those little chunks in recipes. Now, of course, you can mechanically break them down. You can put them in a blender, you can put them in a food processor, you can whirl them about that way, and of course they'll break down. But if you're looking for a tomato product that's just going to kind of break down nicely in a recipe with cooking, well, these aren't it. Okay, let's talk stewed tomatoes. These might be the most mysterious. They always were for me. I always kind of wondered what stewed tomatoes were. And, well, it's not really a mystery at all. Stewed tomatoes are simply tomatoes that have been cooked before they've been canned. So they might be whole, they might be in smaller pieces, but simply put, these are tomatoes that have been stewed, they've been cooked, and then they've been canned. So these differ from the other tomato products in that they're going to have more of a cooked taste, they're going to have a kind of a softer texture because they've undergone that cooking process before being canned. Now these differ from the other tomato products that we're going to talk about in that, well, these taste better if you just take them out of the can and eat them. They have more of a fully cooked, robust flavor. Now, of course, you can further cook these things, but these are easy to eat as is. But something to know about stewed tomatoes is that there's often other ingredients in them. These, for instance, have like bits of celery in them. They've got different flavorings. So that means you may not want to use stewed tomatoes in recipes because they can bring flavors that you may not really be looking for or ingredients you may not want. So that means you can treat stewed tomatoes as you would other canned vegetables that, well, you just plop into a dish, maybe put into a microwave and heat up and eat. And yes, I know that tomatoes are not actually a vegetable, they're technically a fruit. Well, except according to the US government. A fun fact, in 1893, the Supreme Court ruled in a case called Nix versus Hedden that tomatoes would be a vegetable for apparently trade purposes. And here you thought the Supreme Court only decided controversial cases. Now we get to the liquefied form of canned tomatoes, beginning, well, with the most liquid of them all for these. This is tomato sauce. And again, this is exactly what you think it is. It is sauce made from tomatoes. Basically, they've been blended up and smoothed, so you have this nice, beautiful sauce. There's no chunks, of course, there's no skins in here. This is just a sauce that you can use, well, to make other sauces, whether that's a barbecue sauce or a pizza sauce or even a type of salsa. This stuff is really versatile, and if you need it to be thicker, well, of course, you can just reduce it and get something even thicker. But this is tomato sauce, super versatile stuff. Okay, tomato puree. You can think of this as kind of like a thicker tomato sauce. This has almost like a smoothie-like viscosity to it. It's just thicker in texture. And this is another absolute workhorse in the kitchen. You can make marinara sauce with this. You can make all sorts of different sauces. We could even use this in something like that tomato bisque soup that we made. I'm probably going to use this later with some beans. I like to cook pinto or maricopa beans with tomato sauce. It gives it a nice kind of almost umami taste at the end. And I should note that you don't have to buy them in this size. Tomato puree does come in smaller cans, but I was at my local Smart and Final and this is all that they had, so I guess we're going big or going home, and I've got a lot of tomato puree to get through in the next few days. Okay, we're rounding third. We're almost home here. We are talking about crushed tomatoes now, and you can think of these as, well, kind of like a tomato puree, but with a little more chunkiness to it. So this is essentially what happens when you take those cooked tomatoes and you keep crushing them and crushing them. You get this stuff. It's a very thicker sauce, but it does have some texture to it. This is another highly versatile ingredient. I like to use this when I'm making marinara, when I'm making salsa. It's just really nice because it kind of gives you some of that extra mouthfeel too, because it does have some of that chunkiness to it. And of course, it's got that depth of flavor that you get with cooked tomatoes. And finally, we have this stuff. We have tomato paste. Now, tomato paste is the most concentrated form of a tomato product. You can kind of think of it as like that tomato puree, but just thicker. This stuff is really thick. It's very strong tasting because, well, it's been condensed. You've basically taken those cooked tomatoes and you keep evaporating it essentially till you get a paste and you get a nice concentrated form of tomato. Now, a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. You don't have to use much. I like to add mine when I'm making something like Spanish rice, kind of as a base. What I do is I saute my grains of rice in some tomato paste, maybe some oil, get that nice and delicious. I also use it in my gazpacho. You can use it in marinara sauce just to really punch up that tomato flavor. Now, tomato paste comes in cans, but even the small ones I don't really like because I never seem to use the whole can, even if it's tiny. So I like to buy them in these tubes like this, kind of like toothpaste. You can just squeeze out what you need and you can store the rest in the refrigerator. You don't have to worry about it getting that metallic taste or finding another jar to put that unused tomato paste. So there you go. Those are the 7 main types of canned tomatoes. You don't have to wonder any longer. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these do you use most often and what are your favorite recipes to use them in? Do you have any requests that you would like me to make with some of these? Because I've got a lot of tomatoes I need to get through, so let me know that in the comments below. Okay, before we get to trivia time, a little show and tell. Look at this beauty that I picked up at the thrift store recently. This is a vintage Farberware roasting pan. I couldn't quite make out who it was by. I kind of had to zoom in closely, but sure enough, this was a vintage Farberware. I think this was made in New York. Just a beautiful stainless steel roasting pan. This would be good for something like lasagna, which maybe I'll make with all that extra sauce that I've got. But just a beautiful pan. It kind of has to me like a mid-century design, and that's probably when it was made. I think I paid like $4 or $5 for it at the thrift store, and I absolutely love this thing. Again, this is why I love thrifting and I encourage thrifting, is you just never know what you're gonna find, and you can often get some real quality vintage cookware like this. Okay, trivia time. Last week I asked you to identify this strange looking pan with this vertical handle here. I stumped most of you, but not all of you. This is a donburi, or apparently in Oyako, I can't pronounce it, pan. This is a type of Japanese pan for, I believe, the donburi dishes. I have not used it yet. I found this at the thrift store. It's so interesting looking. I just had to buy it. And donburi looks very interesting. Maybe we'll do that recipe at some point, but that's what this pan is. Very cool with a vertical handle. I'd never seen anything like this before. Congratulations to those who knew exactly what this thing is. For this week's culinary trivia, I'm gonna give you a softball. Last week's was pretty hard. I think more of you are gonna know this. This colorful device, it's a hinged tool here. What is this and what is it used for? If you know the answer or you have a guess, put it in the comments below and I will of course let you know what this thing is in the next video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.